Hi everyone, this is Noah Sandler from MTGOacademy.com, and today I'm going to be doing Dragons of Tarkir 8-4. So let's jump into queue. It looks we got Soulbush 1 in the queue. It's another streamer, Josh Frankel. Very strong player. And we've got a Pacifism, Dromik Captain, Flatten, Tarka Freet, Gadul Lurker. So I'm going to take Flatten. I think it's just better than Pacifism. We're passing 3 strong white cards and another solid white card. 1 good red card. Some passable blue and green. And not really any black, just a dutiful tenant. So passing some good signals, starting with the black card. And it's just the best card in the pack as well. Here we've got Salt Road Quartermaster, Youthful Scholar, Defeat, Tail Slash. So this is a pretty interesting pick. I think you could make an argument for either of these 3. So for Blue-Black Exploit, Youthful Scholar is really good, though I do think it's weaker than Tail Slash and Quartermasters in general. I do like Quartermasters quite a bit, and feel like that might actually be the best card in the pack. I actually think Black-Green is a reasonable archetype. I've heard some people say it's not particularly great. So this is a close pick. Rare's been taken. I mean, Black-Red is a really nice archetype. We start with 2 removal spells. Seems pretty close to me. I do think Quartermasters is a better card than Tail Slash, and I think I'll just take it. But I think that any of these 3 are pretty reasonable, and Tail Slash is very close in power level to Quartermasters. So we got an Airy Bowmaster, Drowner, Interceptor, Skyway's Teaching, Savage Ventmaw. So we'll take Airy Bowmasters. Passing a Conifer Strider also, Savage Ventmaw. So no black in this pack, but another solid green card. We've got Press the Advantage, Dutiful Tenant, Reckless Imp, Ambuscade Shaman. I think I'll take Press the Advantage. I do like Shaman quite a bit, though I think black-green is not the place for it. You're not that interested in paying mana to deal damage to face. You're not going to run many other dash cards. So I'll just take a press here. And I'm open to not playing black as my second color. I'm basically green at this point. So we'll just see what else is open and move in on that. So we have Sidisi's Faithful, Segmented Crotic, Shambling Goblin. Some decent white cards, Enduring Victory. So I think the pick is between Crotic and Enduring Victory. And we did pass a lot of white in that first pack, including Pacifism. So white does look a little bit open, but I would imagine that we're going to get cut for pack 2 at least. And yeah, a lot of good blue-white in this pack. So I'm going to just take the Crotic, and maybe we'll just stick with green-black. I would expect to see some strong black in pack 2, and then good green in pack 3. But I think Victory is also a fine pick here. So another Crotic, another Enduring Victory, Lurking Erynx. I think Erynx is fine. Haven't actually played it that much, but not too excited about that. There's a lot of good 5-drops in the format. So I think the pick another Crotic or Enduring Victory, and I think at this point I just ship all the white. I mean, I could get a really nice white pack 3 if I move in right now. I personally haven't been having too much success with green-white, but I mean, I guess we don't really need another Crotic, so I guess I'll take the Enduring Victory. We got Minister of Pain, Dutiful Tenant, Wandering Tombshell, Dromica Warrior. I think I'll take the Minister. I think that green-black is probably going to be best. I would expect a really good pack 2. And I wouldn't expect to see white pack 2, so it's actually pretty close, but I think just getting a nice pack 2 is going to make moving to black worth it. but close pick between that and the Dromica Warrior. So we'll take a Shambling Goblin here over Spider Silk Net and Orator. So Dromica Captain came around, and we'll definitely take that. There were, I think, 2 other strong white cards in the pack, the Pacifism, and I think there was one other card. But yeah, I mean, white's pretty underdrafted in general, so I could still move in. I think we'll take Artful Maneuver over Lightwalker. Maybe it is time to just move in on white-green. Could maybe be white-black too. But the Captain goes pretty well in green-white like bolster deck. We'll hit Skywise Teachings here. And I think Reckless Imp over Attendant. It's kind of close. Black-green decks usually want to be a little bit controlling. And Attendant could go a little bit better, but I think I'm going to take the Imp. So Breeze Dancer made it all the way around. So yeah, we're between all 3 of these colors. I mean, we didn't see too much green near the end, but I would imagine we get a strong green pack 2 and probably a strong black pack 2. So Stratus Dancer, Silk Wrap, Sandcrafter Mage, Target Beastbreaker. So the pick should be Silk Wrap. We'll check to see Stratus Dancer's price. And it's not really worth anything. So we'll take the Silk Wrap. I mean, might have to ship a lot of good black this pack, but I think green-white's going to be really strong for pack 3, so I don't really mind moving in on it. And really weak pack here. Evolving Wilds, we do have a flat and we could splash, so I think I take Wilds here over something like a Center Soul or Champion. And we could also still be black-white, actually. And here's a Bloodshin Fanatic. So, I mean, that's a great black-white card. So let's try moving the black in. This would be like an aggro black-white. I mean, if there was something else exciting in this pack, there's a Dragonloft Idol. So I think it's worth taking the Fanatic. So we could get a good black, good black pack 2 and then a good white pack 3. And besides the first few picks, I mean, there wasn't too much green showing up in pack 1. And Fate Reforged green is pretty awful. So unless we open or get past a bomb rare uncommon, you know, having it be being open isn't that important. We're having white open for pack 3 is really nice. So yeah, I mean, we've fished around a lot this draft, but I think black-white is actually going to be where we're ending up. I would expect to see a little bit more good black this pack, and then good white in the last pack, and that should be enough. Might just hate a Draconic Roar here. Ancestral Statue doesn't have any synergy here. I mean, could take a Sadist, but that just seems really weak for this type of deck. Just a 1/3 for 2 is not what we want. It's also Foil Roar might be worth a little bit. So Ruthless Deathfang, Icebreakers, Glade Watcher. Do have Evolving Wilds and a Cunning Breeze Dancer, so could maybe splash blue. Our deck's kind of weak right now, so it would give us some power to play Deathfang and Breezekeeper. And we have one exploit creature right now. Or we could take the Glade Watcher in case if we end up green-white, or maybe green-black. But I don't think... I mean, I don't know. Maybe we open up a green bomb and get past something bomby, but I think I'm just going to take the Death Fang. And here, Student Ojitai, Self-Inflicted Wound, Dragon Scarred Bear, Shambling Goblin. So Wound is a pretty nice sideboard card. Student Ojitai could be solid if we're more of a control black-white deck. If we are going for black-white splash blue, I think Student's definitely going to be the pick. I mean, this is kind of a weird deck. I don't like where this is going. Or we just take the Self-Inflicted Wound. Or we can take Dragon Scarred Bear, try to be green. I'm kind of shocked at this pack 2 that's been so kind of in between of all of our colors. And gotta make a choice. Guess I'll take Student. And Kulgan Skirmisher, another Student. I mean, if we focus on getting non-creature spells, having 2 Student Ojitais could be a good thing. Even though we're a little short right now, so I think I'll take the Student, but Skirmisher is a warrior, so you can sack it to Bludgeon Fanatic for drains, and it helps us be a little bit more aggressive. But I think I'm going to lean towards controlling. This is starting to get kind of awkward. Yeah, I'll just take the Skirmisher. And anticipate, Tomb Shell, Crotic, Scavenger. I think Tomb Shell, though, I mean, we could still jump back into green, I suppose. This Herd Chaser Dragon over another Tomb Shell. Center Soul. We don't want to be like 3 or 4 colors or anything. Sparring Call could be okay if we're green-white. I guess I will take the Airy, but I don't think we're gonna play it. Duress is okay. So yeah, draft's kind of a mess. I mean, not like there's anything we could have done really. Like picking any 2 of the colors, I don't think would have worked out too well. So yeah, kind of stuck in this awkward spot. For pack 3, I would expect to see some good white. And then, either some black or some green. But neither of them was super open in the first pack. So, I don't think we're going to get enough green to make a really good like bolster theme green-white aggro deck. And there's Elite Scale Guard, and that would help whatever we choose, and certainly in the green-white deck. Excuse me, so... yeah, very fortunate to start with a bomb white card and not be forced into decisions so early. So move the Breeze Keeper in, that's a possibility. And Dousing Gloom, Merciless Executioner, Tranquil Cove. So I think we just Douse in Gloom. Should be better than Executioner. Valor's Stance, easy pick. Not really seeing green, not seeing too much black at the moment, but we expected white to be very open. It is possible we end up just like base white and not entirely sure what our second color is. At the moment, it's looking like black, I think. So we have a couple of good removal spells. Green has a few solid creatures, a pump spell, that's about it. So there's no real reason to be green at the moment. Being black also lets us splash 1 or 2 of the dragons. And Sage's Reverie. Each aura you control, so it doesn't include Silk Wrap. Other than that, Return to the Earth, Frontier Mastodon, Abzan Runemark. think the best card might be Return to the Earth or Mastodon, but it's looking so unlikely that we're green. I mean, in Fate Reforged, like, what green could we see at this point in the pack that would, really push us in that direction? I don't know. I might just take Return to the Earth, maybe Rune Mark or Vengeance. I guess I'll take Vengeance if I got that in time. Yep. Okay. Noxious Dragon, Typhoid Rats. Dragon seems pretty great. Rats is also good. I think this deck does want more win conditions. I mean, right now we can't really splash the blue, and they're kind of unexciting. So it's possible that the Noxious Dragon could just replace one of these 6-drops, but I think it's probably going to end up replacing both. And Rats is nice, but I mean, if we just slow the deck down, like, what are we going to win with? We just don't have that many win conditions, so I think we need to take the Dragon. And Soul Summons here over Monk. Sandstep Outcast, super late, over Harsh Sustenance. Really insane pack. Teamer Battle Rage, Whisk Away, Dual Land, Dragon. So we'll take Outcast. And another Typhoid Rats. So black relatively open in the last pack. Seemed like the right decision. I mean, we're a bit short on win conditions, and our deck's a little slow. But I don't think we have quite enough fixing to want to play these dragons, so it'll be a little awkward. Just like Assassin here over Absent Advantage. So yeah, pretty awkward deck. Not what I usually like to draft. And that's because it's pretty slow, but it also has some aggressive cards, and the creatures are all really small. So it's hard to imagine how we're really winning games. I mean, the cards themselves are all individually fine, but there's just not much synergy. So I feel like games are going to drag out a lot, and opponents who have bombs, eventually are going to find something to kill us. Which means, you can look at your sideboard and try to come up with ways to fix that. There's a Tranquil Cove that came back, so I think we take the Tranquil Cove and splash one or two of the dragons. I mean, it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but I think the deck just really needs ways to finish the game. Might not be the Death Fang if we just have... Well, let's see, we have Bloodshed and Fanatic, which can work with it. Sack a Warrior. This will Boom Keg here. Do only have one other warrior. Wait, Sandstep Outcast is warrior, okay. Return Earth came back, so Rune Mark, Reverie. Guess Rune Mark probably better than Reverie. I did pick up the Ancestral Vengeance, but shouldn't really change things. So yeah, we have, like, Bloodshed Fanatic has 2 warriors we could sacrifice to it to get the Death Fang bonus, and we have a Minister of Pain. So it's not much. And I normally don't like playing 3 6-mana dragons that aren't, like, game winners. But I mean, Breeze Dancer is definitely going to be better than Death Fang. So I might cut the Death Fang, just run the Breeze Hi everyone, this is the start of round 1, and I noticed that the audio cut out at the end of the draft and for the build portion. I guess I'll just take a second, talk about the build. Basically, I realized that we didn't have enough win conditions without splashing in blue and running the two unexciting splashable dragons. And it is kind of miserable to have to run them. I mean, neither of them is particularly well supported. Adding an extra color to the deck for no real reason. But the deck just isn't going to win without having late game, because it's pretty slow. The creatures are all very small, and going to not being able to finish the game off. Eventually, the opponent's going to draw bombs. So I realized I need to come up with some ways to win the game before turn 10. So splashing the 2 dragons is what I came up with. We ran 18 lands. I think we ended up cutting Duress at the end. And we're running Reckless Imp, which is a little bit awkward considering how I built the deck to be controlling, but Imp can get a bunch of damage in over a bunch of turns, so I think it's still fine. But I mean, this is not the kind of deck that you really want to be drafting, just falling in between being aggressive and controlling. You kind of want to pick one and go with it. But yeah, it was just overall a pretty awful draft. Still can't really see any way we would have ended up in anything different. Didn't really have a chance to be green. We did see some good blue, but didn't have much chance to do that. So I think we ended up where we needed to be, and it just ended up really awful. But a lot of times, if you get a bad draft, it means other people at the table did too. I mean, us not being able to find our colors meant probably the people to our left and right had some issues with their colors as well. So discard planes. So maybe just having a few dragons will be enough to take this down. At least that's the hope. I mean, I'm pretty sure no one else has a really busted deck, so that's the good news. So yeah, opponent black-red dash discarded 4 runners to their Icebreaker, so their hand's probably very strong. And ours is not that exciting. Discarded planes to Icebreaker, so we get the double black for dragon. And we'll just sit back and wait for a little bit. Okay, opponent just passes. Yeah, we'll just keep passing. Can use victory, give myself a 2/2, kill the Icebreakers. I don't think it accomplishes that much. And opponent didn't attack for 2, so that's kind of interesting. It's possible they were just a little tilted about missing a draw and didn't consider it, and they actually might just attack this turn. Okay, another Icebreakers. I think I'm going to pitch the Enduring Victory. This Valorous Stance can protect our dragon. Opponent's still passing. Not sure what they're trying to play around here. So we got opponent on a 5-turn clock. Hopefully that's good enough. Valorous Stance, giving indestructible to our dragon, could help us survive like a flatten, or excuse me, not a flatten. Something that's could survive something that's not flatten. Opponent tries to Sarkhan's Rage the dragon. It's going to be a 4-turn clock. So we'll just take this hit if opponent attacks. It is kind of hard for them to bluff here, because if I call, even if they have a trick, I'm killing I'm getting a 2-for-1 regardless. So that said, my only way of winning this game is attack with this dragon a bunch, so I'm not blocking ever. Okay, Typhoid Rats is a good draw. So just attack with dragon, play rats. that means opponent can't now erase. If for some reason they decide to actually attack with the 2/3s, it's just going to be hard for them to erase at this point. So rats can hold off one of them, and then we're... oh no. Flatten. Shame. Well, time to draw one of our other dragons. We've got 6 mana, so it's possible. But we need to draw them fast, and we need opponent to not have more flattens. Opponent's still not attacking. I really like that. They're being very nice. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to pass. As weird as this is, I feel like if I attack with Typhoid Rats, opponent's going to block and trade, and we could probably get more value out of the rats at some point. So opponent plays a Morph. Probably just passing again with the Icebreakers. I wonder if they have exploit creatures, if they... I don't know, it doesn't make too much sense when they're attacking with the Icebreakers. Oh, worth noting, they discarded a Summit Prowler to the second one. Now, opponent should be a little bit cautious about the last card in my hand. I have 2 cards, but one of them I discard Enduring Victory to keep. So I could have an Enduring Victory here right now. And I chose another card that I've been holding on to for a while. And here, I think I play land in case we draw, like Breeze Dancer, we'd play a land, leave up Stance. I could have an Atarka Freed under there, but that's okay. If they flip it, kill rats, then Goblin can hold it back. Our technique's pretty good. I think I gotta use the Stance here just to give Indestructible, prevents 4 damage to myself, because the opponent can't attack this turn. I'm just gonna put this on the Icebreakers, maybe induce opponent to make an attack if they don't remember that the Indestructible stays the rest of the turn. Okay. There's always a chance of that. Yeah, and then I have rats to trade off on a future turn. Okay, I think I do send rats in. Opponent probably doesn't block. I mean, I'd be happy trading for a Morph before they flip at this point. And then Outcast can hold back the Morph. And my deck doesn't get damaged in easily. I do feel like I need to take advantage of any point I can get. It's not the kind of deck that at a certain point I'm just going to get free damage in for the rest of the game. So put the flyer in. So I only have a couple dragons and then like some 3/3s, 2/2 flyer. So a few points here, a few points there when I need to actually finish games. Fierce Invocation. Storm Singer, okay. So we'll trade Outcast for that, and we'll take 4. Hold back the Typhoid Rats for the Manifest next turn. Can't think of any reason to play a land here. So roast. So yeah, opponent's deck's pretty strong. Got a few unexciting cards, but I've got some really nice ones too. Okay, flatten's good. I think we'll just flatten now. I mean, they didn't flip their guy last turn, so it'll probably die to this. I guess the one thing we could do is hold back the Spirit to block in case if they actually have like a 2-3 underneath. We miss out on 1 damage, but like it's game over if they actually have just like a 2-3 underneath, so yeah, I think I do just pass. Opponent gets to draw 1 more card, but there's not that many. Like, they could get Coat with Venom off the top, but I really like the idea of not just losing to this being a 3 toughness creature. It's a dutiful Tenant. That's a little annoying. Opponent doesn't have anything super exciting to get back with it. So we'll use the flatten here. And it was a Fierce Invocation that was flipped. Scale Guard, nice. There we go. That's a decent chance of winning. So opponent's going to 13. We've got 5 damage on the table. We get to tap 1 blocker every turn. We don't really want them to lose to put the 10 in the graveyard, but they're not getting anything really exciting, so if that happens, it's not the worst thing in the world. They get back a Summit Prowler probably. Okay, command making us discard and getting back Summit Prowler. It's pretty good for opponent. And we just run out of land. So if we attack with both, opponent Tenant's back, a Storm Singer or Forerunners. They go to 8. We go to 7, maybe less, maybe 5. We could just sit back, trade Spirit for Prowler, and just kind of sit here for a little bit, hope to draw something else. I mean, it sucks, but like we're just falling behind if we go for these attacks. I don't think there's too much we can draw to turn this into our favor. So I think I'm just going to sit back. Opponent doesn't attack there. That seems really wrong. I think they need to take this trade immediately. Student Ojitai is nice. I think this is a spot where we can send the Spirit. I mean, now non-creature spells we draw can help us win a race. I think we've got 5 of them left. And it also lets us maybe double block the Prowler. And opponent killing the Scale Guard isn't too worrisome at this point, since the 3/3 flyer should be good by itself. opponent might actually just want to kill this 2 no tie. And on top of that, our opponent... Actually, I'm going to play a land here, because opponent has Humble Effector. They might use it, and then if we draw a card and then use it, we might want to have an extra land in play to play 2 things. But yeah, opponent has seemingly been pretty passive. They haven't made any, aggressive attacks. So they might just leave it Prowler back. They have Descent to the Dragon, so they get 3/4/4 flyers. They also get something back with Attendant. So that's pretty bad for us. Draw Breeze Dancer. Takes care of one of the dragons. It might give us some number of outs. Especially if the opponent just stays conservative. But... So Tail Slash, yep. Okay, they got back Icebreakers, and they just pass. That's very not aggressive. It makes almost no sense not to attack there. So yeah, they're very conservative to a fault here. Now they attack. I mean, I had no cards in hand. Like, it's very easy for them to send minimum 1 dragon, probably just all 3. So now I got a chump, and I'm dead next turn. Yep. Okay. Yeah, opponent has some bombs, a lot of burn, and a lot of removal. That's a tough matchup. Center Soul could be okay. Duress, definitely. Center Soul for all that removal. Maybe just cut a land. Nothing else I really want to cut. Maybe just a skirmisher. Actually, well, yeah, skirmisher, Shanley Goblin, because they have those icebreakers. They've got like a few 2/3s for 3s, so 2/2's not exciting. Neither is Goblin so much. So I'll cut the Goblin. I guess play first. I could see drawing first. We're not likely to overrun our opponent. It's probably going to be an attrition battle. Yeah, I think draw first would be right. So no reason to duress yet. Let's just give opponent more turns to draw non-creature spells. They're not going to... There's nothing important they're going to play on, in the first 3 turns. It's non-creature. So, I mean, especially before we actually play a creature, they can't even play a removal spell, so it's all going to glut up in their hand. So the more turns we wait, the more, the better the odds that we're going to hit something, or hit something good. We'll just keep waiting. We'll address for as long as possible. Opponent just skips their attack step. Definitely not playing at their best. I think I'm just gonna wait at least one more turn for the duress. Beautiful Attendant. Okay, finally getting for some damage. So I'm probably going to duress this turn, protect our dragon. And Descent and 4 lands. That's fantastic. So, in fact, I wonder if opponent maybe uses the Defector because they have nothing going on and kind of need to pull something off. Okay, so let's take the damage. Save Flatten for something more important. Get a Center Soul, so we'll play Dragon. If opponent kills it, we'll kill Dutiful Tenant. Get that in the yard where it can't grab anything. Okay, Invocation. So we can just flatten that now and hold up Center Soul. Just gonna do it main phase so opponent can't flip it. Hopefully it's not a creature that they manifested, so they still can't get anything back with Dutiful Tenant. I think this would be a good spot. I mean, maybe the turn before opponent casts the Invocation to just try the Humble Defector. So we drew Silk Wrap. So going for Silk Wrap does mean we can't Center Soul for one turn. But it uses Silk Wrap to kill a 4/4, and then we get to save the Flatten for something more threatening. So it's kind of exciting. The opponent has Flatten, which we can protect with Center Soul, and they also have Pyrotechnics. So there's some stuff that they could draw that could punish us. So I think I'm just going to go for the Flatten and just try to keep up Center Soul a little more often. It is a little annoying if they do have the creature in here that Silk Wrap would exile it, so a Tenant still couldn't get it back, but Flatten gives them potential to get something in the yard to get back. And it was just a mountain. Hopefully we'll draw a second Plains or a Tranquil Cove at some point, so we can cast Silk Wrap and lead up Center Soul still. So opponent's on a 4-turn clock, they've got us on a 5-turn clock. So we're looking pretty good. We've got protection up for Dragon, and with some more lands we have some cool things we can do. Okay, it's a nice one. Bloodshed Fanatic, so we'll get in with Noxious Dragon. We saw a Storm Singer as a morph before. Can't think what else. So play Fanatic, get to hold up the Center Soul still. I do think that going for Step this turn on the morph is reasonable. This opponent didn't have a removal spell last turn, so they probably won't have one the next. And, I mean, the morph might be something good. If it's a Storm Singer, then it's a total waste to use a Silk Wrap on it. But, yeah, I think I'll just wait. If it's something like a Marsh Hulk, it's kind of annoying. We do have Enduring Victory that could take it out.
but it's also possible that's just a Storminger and it's not doing anything. I mean, the opponent should have morphed it and then flipped it and attacked, but they've made so many like just technical errors that I'm not going to take it out of their range to just post combat play a Stormsinger there. So they use Humble Defector. So we now have it. They play Defeat on it. I kind of like just using the Center Soul here, and then we can activate Defector and Silk Wrap it. Like at that point, we'll have drawn a few more cards, which means we're going to be blue mana for the Death Fang. So if opponent does luck into having an immediate removal spell for Dragon, we'll still have another Dragon. But it just passes. I think it's pretty likely that this is a Stormsinger under there. So we'll rebend that on our 3/3. Give it pro red. So let's draw some cards. Falling Wilds is nice. So use Silk. Well, let's see. Do we want to do anything creative here? Could go for an attack. Opponent double blocks, we can have a play, but I think I'm just gonna go for Dragon attack. Then we'll Silk Wrap the Defector. And either play Assassin or Typhoid Rats. I think maybe Assassin's good here. Should basically block just as well. Oh, actually, you have to play both. So that should be better. Bloodfur Enforcers. Opponent doesn't have an instant, so it's just a 5/2. So we'll search for an island here. And we got Artful Maneuver. So Dragon coming in. Fnatic only sacks other warriors. We don't have any other ones. And Maneuver could give us a little extra damage. But I think it's just Dragon going in. And we'll play Death Fang. Hope we don't. Okay, it was the Stormsinger. So, once the opponent makes multiple technical errors, you have to, leave it in their range to make more of them. So, even though they played the Stormsinger and, could have gotten in for haste damage, I still thought it was really likely that that's the card it was. Or against a strong player, I would basically think that they couldn't possibly have Stormsinger. So, something to think about. Okay, so on to the next game. I do think that drawing first is going to be best. Shambling Goblin. They did play some more stuff. The Defector, it can be good against Bloodfire Enforcers if they don't have Timber Sorcery, so we might want that back. But again, there's like nothing we really want to cut, so I think we're fine. Hopefully the opponent plays first, because I do think that drawing first is correct in this matchup. Alright, definitely keeping this. It just has like the strong cards in our deck. With one land we have Outcast, which can hold off an offense for a few turns. And we draw a Swamp. So hands down very good. We got Flatten with 4. Another Swamp gives us Fanatic. And Scale Guard on 5 with a blue Breeze Dancer. So a lot of strong, and opponent concedes. Cool. Alright, well, opponent didn't seem too interested in playing Magic. It happens, so I'll take a win. This was a pretty strong hand. I think it was going to get there. But yeah, we'll just get ready for next round. See you then. Hi everyone, we're back for round 2. So I think we play first. Actually, nah, let's draw first. Our deck, like, I don't think getting the initiative on our opponent really helps too much. Like, we kind of just want to sit back and wait till we get 3-mana dragon or 6-mana dragons. So I think we're better off just drawing first, getting an extra card, and attrition, battle our opponents out. So this is one of the better hands we could get for this deck. Opponent's blue-black, has a Jeskai Sage, good start. I think we just Silk Wrap that. Prevent opponent from exploiting and drawing cards. Okay, morph. So we'll go for Sandstep Outcast. So it gets to bounce off the morph and give us one flyer. So it's the best way to get ahead in the race. Reckless Imp is even damage. This gives us +1. Opponent just passes. So I think we can send with both. It seems like our hand's really good at racing actually, so might as well. And yeah, I think we just go for Student Ojutai. Works pretty well with the Artful Maneuver. And we can start dashing in the Reckless Imp. Opponent plays Anticipate. Youthful Scholar. So let's go for dash Reckless Imp and attack with, yeah, I think everybody. Be pretty happy if opponent wants to double block the Student, and if they just put Scholar on the Outcast. I think that's okay. Or I could just go for Artful Maneuver, save it, get to use it again next turn. So get an extra 2/1. Nah, I think I just want to save it. I do think, however, it is worth getting the extra damage. Rather than allowing opponents to just sit back on their Scholar and exploit it away, I think we do want to trade and get an extra 2 points. So Sidisi's Faithful. Maybe getting rid of the Spirit Token? No. So no 4 to block the student. Opponent has 5 mana up. Soul summons, let's go for that first. Gets gain 2 off student regardless. And we hit Breeze Dancer. So if we get an island that can flip, that can be really nice. So we'll dash an Imp and attack with... what's it? Just Contradict. Contradict. Just send the flyer. Do we want to maneuver, kill the faithful? I think just the flyer. It's getting a little closer, because the maneuver could get through some damage in a future turn, and right now we can potentially attack with both of these through opponent's blockers. But Contradict means they draw another card, so they'll probably have something to do. So they have a morph. I mean, our flyers are probably good. Drew Flatten, that's very good. But we'll just attack with the Spirit here. We could attack with both and then use Maneuver Flatten to try to make this work somehow, but I'm just gonna send the Spirit and I'll see what opponent's up to. I guess this might be a Lore Master. Get back Contradict. Enhanced Awareness, okay. Discard a land. Digitize summons. Let's get that morph. I could use Flatten here. I could go Flatten the morph. Then on my turn attack with everything, use maneuver to push through the monk. Or I could also just keep waiting. At this point, I don't think it'd be Godol Lurker. It could be Lore Master still. Maybe Marsh Hulk. Could be Stratus Walker. No, I don't think so. I think we pass one, but opponent could have blocked my Spirit at some point. Oh, I think I'm going to go for the Flatten. It is Stratus Dancer. Let me draw a dragon. Very nice draw. Yeah, I don't want to trade off the Breeze Dancer yet, so yeah, I think we just pass. I guess I could play the Swamp there. If I draw an island, get to... I mean, we only have one island in the deck, but if I do, we get to flip Breeze Dancer and have Maneuver up. I mean, the downside would be if opponent has Sipsig Icebreakers, makes us discard Maneuver. Okay, opponent plays Prowler, so they have a clock on us. We've got 3 cards in hand. We draw planes. I think we go for the dragon attack. Just hopefully opponent doesn't have anything. I mean, already we're getting like sort of a 3-for-1, so you could just let this happen, and this protects against us getting owned by some kind of trick. Like, if we do use maneuver and it works, that's really good. Like, we're probably going to win, but maneuver could be good on the rest of our creatures. Opponents left without flyers, just a 2-1 unblockable, and we've got a decent board position. So I think I just play it safe and let these die. I mean, blue-black decks can have a lot of things they can respond with. Like, if I go for it and they flatten here, that's pretty much good game. I mean, flatten is already good here, but like having a maneuver, I think gives me a decent advantage. Now I could get rid of the Sidisi's Faithful also. Instead, lets me get my student in every turn, but I think I'm going to kill the flyer. So yeah, I will play a land in case if I draw island, can flip Breeze Dancer and use maneuver in the same turn. It means I can get Mind Rotted. Necromaster Dragon. That's pretty good. I'd like to draw that blue pretty soon. Shambling Goblin, not quite gonna do it. Get a zombie token. Top 2 cards, a library in his graveyard. That's pretty good. I think I want to save the maneuvers, so let's go for Goblin, and yeah, I think I'd jump for a turn with the Spirit. Might be able to get there if I can get in with the Breeze Dancer. Defeat. Alright, I'll protect. So gain 2 life, and the next turn I can use maneuver to push through student. I think that's best. You could also put it on the Goblin, just get in for 4. Plane's not gonna do it. Let's send everything. Let's pass. Keeping cards to bluff here could be useful. His opponent's getting pretty low on life. Opponent flips Minister of Pain, Bludgeon Fanatic. Another swamp. Yeah, let's pass again. There's a blue source. Yep. I think that'll do it.
think this is really getting us anywhere. Potentially block for a turn, go to 2. Guess the Dousing Gloom does save us potentially for a little bit. We gain 4 life, maybe 6 from killing the Prowler. That's it. Ooh, Strike Leader. Yeah. Yeah, opponent's got some nice cards. I think the rest could be good. Just cut the Goblin. I think Tomb Shell's not very good here. Maybe Center Soul. A defeat. Could be okay, just force through a dragon through some blockers. Alright, so I'm going to draw first again. Still just feel like it's an attrition matchup. So I'll play a Skirmisher here, just might hold back the Spell Fist, or be able to attack for 2 next turn. I'm going to take this, opponent could have Anticipate. River Prowler, interesting. I think the Skirmisher's not doing too much right now, so I think I'm okay to just send it here. And opponent plays a black permanent, they get Prowler back. It's card advantage for them, but it'll take a while for them to get it back, so I think it... Oh no, they can't block with it, my bad. Well, still a good play. Let's get the Imp out there. Yeah, card would be pretty strong if it could block. Dashing in Strike Leader. Don't quite think we're winning this game. Could try Center Soul to block Strike Leader if opponent goes for it again. We could go Soul Summons. You could also just hold up Dousing Gloom, try to hit it.
Maybe we'll leave back Skirmisher. This opponent could just take it and try to race us, and we're not killing them anytime soon. So we got the Sandstep Outcast down there. Opponent has Odyssey summons. That's a beating. So we're going to take 4 here, go to 9. Next turn we're going to take another 6, go to 3. We can Douse and Gloom to protect a little bit. Yeah, Typhoid Rats keeps us a bit safer. So let's get on the offensive. How much though? Maybe I'll still leave one back. I mean, the opponent could go for Strike Leader, Dash. I don't want to take too much. Probably just Douse here. I don't know, maybe, I mean, opponent block there. Had I attack with both, they take both, go to 10. They can Strike Leader in, we trade. I go to... That's a little complicated. Yeah, maybe attacking there was correct. Clearly seemed, yeah, I think attacking was right. I'm not sure. I think I got a little confused by their board. Thinking if Strike Leader comes in, maybe that Strike Leader was making like a 2-1 attacker as well. Another Spell Fist. Alright, don't think we're getting there. We'd need like a Silk Wrap for the River Prowler. And opponent needs to not ever have a spell. There's a defeat. So, yep, taking lethal this turn. These get unblockable and pumped. Opponent attacks for 8. So that's going to do it. I mean, our deck was shit. So, I'm okay with losing. Opponent's deck's pretty nice. And overall, the draft was pretty weak, but I didn't really think we were going to pull through with this pile. But hopefully you could see... I mean, first of all, that sometimes awful drafts happen. Like, no matter how much you try to find what colors are open, there's just never a deck that's there for you. And also that, if your deck has just a pile of cards without much synergy, like a lot of small creatures, but they're not fast enough to win a game, then you have to go a bit overboard and just try to jam win conditions into your deck, like this crappy Breezekeeper and the blue-black 4/4 flyer. Most decks don't want 3/6 mana 4/4 flyers, but this deck just needs a way to end games within a few turns, and those do it. So had to take a chance, but not beating any decent deck with this. So hope you learned something. I'm going to be drafting Modern Masters 2015 for my next video. I'm going to Grand Prix Vegas, which starts about the time this video will be posted. So if you're going to be there, good luck. Otherwise, I'll do a mini tournament report in my next video. and drafted a little Modern Masters. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.